Then outside of the math of it, on like the listing side of things, you can just get really unlucky, and you list your house on a Thursday, and then that weekend there's a giant snowstorm, so it's like, okay, well, your open house is busted now, no one's showing up to that, and then people are canceling showing. So there is more, now that can happen in the summer too, obviously not the snowstorm, but you could get, you get a bunch of rain, you could just have bad weather and still get unlucky. It's just, people can still drive when it's raining or when it's nasty out. In the winter, if you get 3 feet of snow, nobody's going anywhere. So that's something to consider. Also, like the pictures just don't come out as nice. The weather's not as favorable for drones, so you might not get as many cool drone shots, that type of thing. Showings tend to get rescheduled more. As people are like, I'm looking at the weather. Let's try to do it tomorrow instead. You get more of that, less consistency there. And then really the big one is that we kind of run out of daylight by 4:30, 5 o'clock. When most people are getting out of work. So in the summer, you could schedule showings, to 8 p.m. and everyone can go and see it, and they get to see what it looks like in the light. Whereas in the winter, it becomes a situation where you're very likely going to have to schedule multiple showings. If you end up seeing a house at 6 o'clock and it's pitch black out, yeah, you got a sense for the inside, but you want to see the outside of it. And so it ends up, requiring multiple showings. So, that's kind of the long and short of it for how the winter changes the central New York market.